Absolute power has begun. Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Last time, we covered the setup for Absolute Power with Absolute Power Ground Zero, where we saw how Waller resurrected Failsafe and brainwashed the Brainiac Queen, which I will link in the description down below. But today, we begin Absolute Power number 1. On a rooftop far above the streets of Metropolis, a helicopter waits silently. The rooftop door bangs open, and several masked criminals rush towards their ride. "Go, go, go!" one of them shouts as they drag their large bags of money, but a blast of super breath freezes the helicopter before they can even reach it. The thugs turn in shock to see Superman floating before them. "Here's the thing about silent alarms, boys. They're never silent to me," Superman says as he floats forward, offering them a chance to surrender. But one of the thugs is terrified. He's seen the news, bought into the lies about the heroes and how they're the threat. "No, you guys promised me we'd be safe!" he shouts as he raises his pistol and fires. Superman floats there for a moment, but the round doesn't bounce off of him. He looks down in shock to see blood leaking from his chest. His eyes roll up into his head, and he falls back, plummeting through the sky towards the city streets far below. 28 hours earlier, Animal Man and Animal Girl return to Keystone City from a camping trip. They land in the park and are shocked to see people running from them in fear. But some take their fear and push it to violence, and a crowd rushes the heroes, beating them with rocks and baseball bats. And the news records everything, including Animal Girl shouting at the crowd to leave Animal Man alone. In Gotham, Batman and Robin are watching the news reports. "This is insane," Damian whispers. Batman nods and patches through to the emergency channel known to all heroes. "Anyone within the sound of my voice, please respond," Batman says. More news reports begin to flood in, showing images of superheroes attacking the public, murdering people in the thousands. Batman and Robin watch as Shazam attacks a group of civilians, but Mr. Terrific comes over the comms.
"That Philly footage is fake as hell. I was with the captain at the time. We were fighting Giganta,"
Terrific shouts. Nightwing breaks through, confirming that the footage of the Titans attacking a refugee camp is also faked. More footage appears of heroes attacking people, Hal and Supergirl launching an attack on the city, as well as Firestorm and Blue Beetle. This is absurd! Hal doesn't even have his ring right now, and Supergirl is off planet, Wonder Woman says in shock to the news on the TV. "This is a global superhuman terrorist attack. We have to do something." Flash says over the comms, explaining that he just escaped an angry mob. "Such as?" Hawkman asked. "The Justice League can't release a statement. You guys disbanded," Hawkman growls. Meanwhile, at the Daily Planet, Lois and Clark are watching the news with horror. Clark moves to rush out of the building, telling Lois that he needs to make an appearance. He needs to reassure the people. As he rushes out of her office, Lucille rushes in. "Miss Lane, we're getting left behind. Everyone is running these news stories but us," Lucille says. Lois turns on her angry, snapping at her that the planet isn't going to be running some fake news stories that haven't been confirmed in any way. But Jimmy gets her attention and motions to the monitors. Lois? You might want to see this," he says. Lois sighs in frustration as she watches more reports of superhero attacks. "What garbage webpage is this?" she asks Jimmy, but he looks at her in shock. "Lois, that's us. That's our site," he says quietly. She shakes her head. "That's impossible. I didn't sign off on any of this," she says. Jimmy nods, explaining that someone is controlling their feeds. It came out of nowhere. "Now we're vomiting the same AI trash as the rest of the world," he says. Lois turns away in shock, her eyes wide in disbelief. Unbelievable. How could something like this happen so fast? Who could be behind this? She wonders quietly. Meanwhile, At the Hall of Order, Sarge Steele steps before Amanda Waller, confirming that the White House is publicly disavowing their actions. They say our job is to monitor heroes, not create public panic and hack the internet, Steele says. Waller shakes her head. Our job is whatever I say it is. And right now, we control the media, she says as they walk through the Hall of Order. She reminds Steele that what they're doing isn't disinformation. I've said it for years. Superheroes cause more harm than they avert. They have absolute power and answer to no one. They could turn this world to ash. We're simply reminding the people of that fact. I'd call that information, she says. They enter a room and Steele steps back in shock, and he looks up at the Brainiac Queen, who is plugged in to the world's internet. What is that? He gasps. This is the Brainiac Queen, Brainiac's failed attempt to create a mate. Now under my supervision, Waller says with a smile. They turn as Failsafe enters the room. She is a sentient supercomputer and the linchpin to this whole operation. We must keep the enemy off balance. It is time for Phase 2, Failsafe reports. Waller nods and walks out of the room, but Failsafe remains behind, turning his gaze upon Steele. You seem to have concerns, Failsafe notes. Steele hesitates for a moment before nodding, explaining that he knows that Waller seeks worldwide control, but does she want it or desire it? A want can be achieved, but a desire is a void that can never be filled. It will always be hungry, he says softly. Failsafe ponders this for a moment before turning away. He joins Waller and reports Task Force 7 is ready for deployment. And when they're done, we will finally have order. Failsafe confirms. Waller doesn't hesitate. The word is given, she says. Meanwhile, Cyborg is trying to locate where the deepfakes are coming from, but he is fighting against active defenses. Something is keeping him out. He warns the others. The harder I push, the faster my circuits burn, he says over the comms. Oracle gets on the line, confirming that the disinformation is spreading. Now we're seeing deepfakes of senators arguing whether or not the other videos are real, she says. Batman, we're doing our best to stop these videos, but we can't find the source. Meanwhile, the other heroes have headed out into the world, countering the narrative with their actions, helping people, saving lives. This is Amanda Waller's doing, I just know it, Nightwing says as he saves a couple from a mugger. Other heroes help people around the world. Superman tells them all to keep it up. It's the only way we're gonna regain the public's trust, he says as he floats down to stop some bank robbers who are trying to flee in a helicopter. One of them raises a gun, and Superman is so focused on the people in front of him that he isn't aware that someone else is watching him close by. Someone's scanners are focused on him, detecting his power level. Nearby, Connor and John are flying over the city when they hear the sounds of gunshots. John turns to see his father falling out of the sky. He flies forward and catches his father. Dad, I got you. He's been shot in the chest. John shouts to Connor. How? He's Superman, Connor replies. John flies through the air, planning on carrying his father to the closest hospital. Batman, this is Superboy. Apparently Superman's lost his powers, Connor shouts. But suddenly, the boys become very weak and drop out of the sky, slamming hard into the street below, cracking the asphalt and sending cars flying. In Gotham, Batman becomes worried. Superboy, do you read me? Batman shouts into the radio, but someone else breaks through. Batman, this is Oracle. The deep fake footage has stopped, Oracle warns as she watches her video monitors. Her eyes widen as she begins to watch Waller's global message from the front of the Hall of Order. Waller stands before the world, telling them that she is just as shocked by the superheroes' worldwide attack on the people they've sworn to protect. Effective immediately in the wake of these attacks, my bureau is launching our ultimate solution to the danger posed by all superhumans. My task force will end the threat permanently, she says. Across the world, groups of heroes are suddenly attacked. Their powers weaken in moments. In Gotham, Batman listens to Waller's words, realization dawning on his face as his eyes widen in horror. My God, How did I not see this? Waller wouldn't go this route unless she already thinks she's won, Batman whispers. Suddenly, an explosion rips apart the building behind them, throwing Batman and Robin to the ground. In Central City, the Flash family is under attack, but they've slowed, something sapping their powers. Across the world, the heroes are all attacked, their powers drain as they realize who Waller's new task force is. The Amazo robots, all modeled after members of the Justice League. The Justice League Dark is hit. Their magic is being forgotten as the Amazo strikes. The Flashes are attacked, their speed force drained. In moments, Wonder Woman is defeated by an Amazo who uses her own lasso to stop the Shazam family. Batman and Robin dodge another explosion, looking up to see Failsafe has returned to Gotham.
Failsafe? He's teamed up with Waller?
Damian shouts. Batman nods as they continue to run. Everyone listen to me. This is a blitzkrieg. Everyone who can escape, retreat now! Batman shouts, unaware that the super family is already being taken down by another Amazo. Batman and Robin continue to run, explosions chasing them. Stay connected and wait for further instructions. Waller doesn't know about this frequency, Batman shouts. But no one is responding. For a moment, there is silence. Then, a new voice breaks through. Incorrect, Bats, the voice says. Batman pauses as he recognizes the voice, belonging to a friend that's been missing for some time. Green Arrow? Where are you? Batman demands. But Oliver reveals that he's joined Waller's side, that he's told the League for years that humans don't like being looked down on. Sure, you guys are great at stopping supervillains, but fixing society's real problems? You guys get an F for effort. And now, there's nowhere to run and hide, Oliver says, explaining that Waller made a deal with the United Planets and no one can leave Earth. That they've blocked off the multiverse, the time stream, and the microverse. Waller knows all your secrets. There's no escape, nowhere to run, no hope, Oliver says. Across the world, the last of the heroes are being defeated. And Oliver explains that these Amazos are new, so the old tricks won't work. That once they have your powers, there's no getting them back. An Amazo takes down the Doom Patrol. In London, another defeats Martian Manhunter and Elongated Man. In Gotham and Metropolis, Steel's task force soldiers arrest the depowered heroes, who are now unable to fight back. And in Metropolis, the Amazo grabs hold of John, dragging him away, leaving Superman to bleed out. It happened in a matter of hours. The heroes have been defeated, Waller has full control, and Oliver leaves these final words to all the depowered heroes over the radio. What has been taken can't be retrieved. Your powers are never coming back. And that was Absolute Power number 1. Ollie has joined Waller and the superheroes have lost their powers. Who knows where this will go? I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you did, please be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. And we will see you guys next time. Rest in peace, Benny.